Spanish conmigo.
Español conmigo.
Español conmigo.
Gracias.
Spanish conmigo.
Spanish conmigo.
Spanish conmigo.
Hola, es Kadyra. Welcome back to my channel. Ok, vale. Hablemos de la SEPA. Esta es una escuela de aprendizaje de español en Costa Rica. En realidad es actualmente en Celedón, Costa Rica. Pagué por un mes de clase con estudio en español, you know. Y también pagar los cursos de español que se centraban en las enfermeras. Además, pude ser voluntaria por una semana en un hogar de ancianos a través de esa escuela. ¿Ok? La escuela es interesante. Yo tengo cosas que me encantan y hay cosas de me fui irritable para eso, ¿ok? So, primero, me adoro mi madre de habitación, mujer que ayudarme al alimento, porque yo pagué para clases de español y también yo pagué para alojamiento allí, ¿ok? Lo recuerdo. Mi prima, Didi, ella fue conmigo en la escuela, porque ella estaba una enfermera también. Basically, the school, I have good things and I have things that kind of irritated me about the school. So, but let's talk about what I loved about the school, because with the school, I paid for specialized classes for nurses in Spanish. And also, we were able to volunteer through the school at a nursing home, which was a wonderful experience. And the lodging was so nice. We were able, my cousin and I was able to lodge together, okay? Fell in love with the lady of the house. We fell in love with the grandmother of the house. We fell in love with the maid of the house. We fell in love with everybody, okay? They were awesome. To such an extent, usually, okay, sabes que yo quiero vivir en Costa Rica en la futura, especialmente en San Jose, porque mis amigos allí en San Jose, Costa Rica. Pero con Celedón hago amigos allí, la madre de la casa y otras personas. And so pensé que es posible para mí vivir aquí en este pueblo. I actually went through that thinking because I loved it so much. Mi prima no le gusta caminar, you know, porque estuve caminar a la escuela, you know, en la mañana, en la tarde, y es posible 2 o 3 kilómetros de la casa. So mi cuerpo was fuerte, you know, antes de la experiencia allí. This is my second time doing an immersion school. The first time was with the CPI there, okay, in Costa Rica, in Monteverde. Because I paid for a particular program, because my cousin and I paid for a particular program, we were not there as tourists, okay? No. Estábamos turísticas. You know, estamos allí para el programa, para enfermeras Es muy importante. No quiero hablar sobre insectos, por ejemplo. There for a particular reason, and I wanted to do certain things with my Spanish. I didn't have an interest in talking about tourist things, okay? So a lot of my classes, and it started with my cousin, we were one-to-one. We were one teacher, one student, one-to-one. They tried to put me in a class with other students one time. And we were talking about insects. We were talking, maybe we were talking about food, right? Which is fine. Now, this is fine if you're there to learn Spanish and you know you're going to do tourist things and you're going to use that type of material because you want to look up tourist attractions because you want to, when you're not studying Spanish, because these are the things you want to experience. Excuse the eye roll. Oh, I know that was me. I had no interest. Okay, I had no interest right now. I have to communicate other things with my Spanish right now, right? And I have to be understood right now. Okay. Oh, and me encanta con mi maestro. Okay, mi maestra. Me la adora. Me la adora. Okay. And I wish I had a picture of her. Okay. I wanted to, part of this filming and part of my experience was to show you the people I met. Her. She was very good. I already knew what my problems was. I came in with certain problems. I told you I had all the Spanish in my head and I was getting things mixed up, even though people understood me, right? I said I had to clean up and get at least my mind organized, right? That's why, because I was working, you know how I am. I'm with baselang, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm bouncing all through these programs and I'm self-studying also, you know? And so you lean towards certain things when you're learning, and that means you're disregarding other stuff. So, you know, when you get back, you know, let's do some formality and get me organized. So she was great with that. She knew where I was. I was like, at that time, that week, I was their highest Spanish speaker as far as levels is concerned. And my mistakes was, like I may answer the question in the wrong tense, but I understood the question. Just said the whole thing in like past, or I said the whole thing in present. And it's not like they're every question, but you know, they're like, oh, I see what's going on with you. Conjugating on the fly. Is you having problems conjugating on the fly, sister? I got you. Problems with aber? I got you. The school is smaller than CPI. Okay? So it's more intimate in some levels than CPI. I feel like CPI is for, well, it's for definitely for beginners because I was a beginner when I started with CPI, right? Their teaching was just totally different. It's like their teacher was much more serious at CPI. Here at SEPA, it's just that they wanted you to feel good. They want you to be entertained, and you learn through good emotions. Okay, which is a great thing. Okay, not negative at all. That's why I know some of the things that I was irritated about was all about me, and I can't believe how self-centered I was. But I was being self-centered because I paid so much money. I knew what little time I had. I cannot talk about insects right now because I'm not, and when I return, I'm not going to be using insects, right? Having a real life conversation about someone telling me how their day was, even if it's the hours of the day, they had to work 14 hours a day, they have to work 14 hours 3 days in a row, they have to sit on the bus for 40 minutes one way. That is much more important right now as far as communication is concerned than insects. Nursing, all nursing, that stuff was no joke, because I was coming back to use this stuff for real in my job, to report to a nurse what happened to a patient in Spanish. That's the reason why it took me so long to make this video too, because I was there in January and I had to settle myself because of the good experiences and the experiences that irritated me with this program. It was too long of a period, and I have too many references in my videos for me not to talk about this elephant. My certificate that I received, that was so important to me. Like I said, I'm going on a journey here, and I want to show the proof is in the pudding. Like, listen, here are my accomplishments. This is not just a commercial. I'm actually, it might be a commercial, but this is actually what I'm doing. This is actually what I've done. This is actually what I've been through. It took weeks for me to receive that certificate. I was shocked because one thing I thought I expected to have it my last day. Like, hi, congratulations, you made it a month here. We had such a great time. Here's your certificate. Thank you so much. Please, refer us to other people. Right? I was shocked that I didn't receive it, that we didn't receive it. I was shocked that we didn't receive it the next day. Right? And a week later, I asked my cousin, I'm like, did you get yours? And she said, no. But she basically said, Kadyra, es más importante a ti que mí. It's no importante que mí. I understand, like, she didn't even care whether she got her certificate. To me, it was a self-defining moment. And this was an expense. Not inexpensive. Okay? Now, my cousin decided in a period of 2 hours to come with me, because when I discussed this with her and said, oh yeah, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm flying out, in 7 days. She lives basically in another state. It took me 2 hours to fly back to Florida, and she texted me, said, call me, and I called her, and she said, oh, I'm coming with you. And I'm like, you are? Phone calls, I had to send an email, and it's 7 days. These people are so accommodating. Okay, bonus points to this school. These people are so accommodating. Stay in the same lodging. Of course, they scheduled even though we're at different levels, because she's a beginner, we were able to basically study within the same hour, so we could walk home together and walk back, So for a few times when we ended up being separated at different times, where she was coming in the morning and I had to come in the afternoon. That was later on, like 3 weeks later or something like that. What was awesome about the school? That's why you see how up, down, arriba, bajo, arriba, bajo. Okay, so I ended up having 2 teachers. When the director of the school started teaching me, right, and especially teaching us in the nursing part, because we ended up having separate classes for Spanish, then we came together as nurses for the Spanish-centric nursing classes. My cousin's RN, love her so much. There you looked at me and said, oh no, you're teaching this class. And I had to, explain it to my cousin. So she let me sit there, take the board, and she let me go as far as I can within the topic. And then when, I'm like, okay, I'm about to fall apart. It did help, okay? And while I was there in Celadon, I wrote 2 stories in Spanish. To such extent, mi maestro aquí en baselang, él le gusta las historias. So, entonces, para mí, venderlos. He actually thinks I should sell them. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for that school. They did clean up my brain a lot. They did help me so much to work with. And it's such a calm atmosphere, okay, in that school. Hard though, that if I do another immersion school again, it's going to probably be with CPI, right? That nursing home, I could not believe it. First, I'm nervous. Okay, I am a nurse, and it's just like the first day of work. First day of work. I know my cousin took it a different way, but you know what I'm saying? Because she was at a different level. And they were so open-hearted, these elders. So open-hearted. And the difference between this nursing home is that here in America, if you're in a nursing home, it's because the family paid for it through private pay. You may personally have insurance, or you may have something like Medicare, Medicaid to pay for it. In Costa Rica, in this particular nursing home, these people were without family. Some of these people were homeless, okay? So they had no support system out there in the world, right? The rest of their days being taken care of without worrying even about a cost. I was so shy the first day, a little bit less shy the second day, right? The third day I got a little groove, and by the last day I ended up belly dancing for the elders there and making a friend at the nursing home there. That was my experience with SEPA. The information is below. Every time I think of Celadon now, I am going to be I have such a happy, that's the city that the school resides in. Oh, it makes me so happy. So anyway, this is Kadyra from Spanish Conmigo. This is my experience with SEPA, the immersion school in Celadon, Costa Rica. Besos y Abrazos.